Morning, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Love 500 and welcome back to the how-to series. Today we're going to show you how to remove a speedo and put a new one in. There might be various reasons why you want to change your speedo and we'll go into those in a minute. So let's get on with it. Okay, so as I mentioned a few seconds ago, there may be various reasons why you want to change your speedo. The most common thing, the most common faults that will make you want to change your speedo is either the center LCD panel not working, either stop working or come up with random figures on it, random symbols, almost looks like Klingon sometimes. The other reason is when you put your indicator on, you only really notice this at night mainly. You'll see an airbag light and a handbrake light that just dimly click at in time with the indicator. Normally on the right hand indicator, but sometimes on the left hand indicator as well. Now these are caused by, well, those ones around the outside are caused by dry joints. And they can be repaired if you can figure out what the dry joint is and you've got the ability to do it. You can solder it yourself and fix it. Otherwise, you can send them away to be fixed. The other way is just buy one on eBay and replace it. So I'm going to show you how to take it out first of all. There is already a video on how to do this on this channel, but it was recorded some time ago and the sound wasn't very good. So I'm re-recording this now with a good camera in 4K and with a good microphone, so you should be able to see and hear better. Now, there are various ways of getting this out. Normally, when I'm taking a car apart or if I'm replacing an airbag, I just take the steering wheel off because it's easier to get to the screws and it's easy for me to show you where the screws are as well. I'm not going to do that in this case because I've got no need to take the steering wheel off, so I'm just going to do it by feel. I know where the screws are and I'm going to try and show you where those screws are. So going back to the reason of the LCD. So with the LCD, it's gone on this car. All of a sudden, it's just gone on me for no apparent reason. And of course, that's what happens. I am lucky that I have got numerous speedos. I've got probably 10 speedos, and for various reasons, they're in a scrap box. Some of them have got decent LCDs in it, as far as I know. I don't know whether they're from the same generation of car. Hopefully they are. This is a 2015 car. We'll go into that a little bit later on as to if you do buy a new speedo, a second-hand speedo, you need to make sure you get the correct speedo from the correct generation of car. And I don't just mean Series 3 and Series 4, i.e. 2007 up to 2015 and then 2016 onwards. There's more to it than that, but we'll come to that. It's not as difficult as you might think, but we'll come to it. One thing that you need to be aware of, if you change this speedo to a speedo from another car, your mileage will flash and you will need to have a proxy alignment. Now, people like myself who use multi-ECU scan can do it for free for people. I do it for free for people quite regularly. There are other people up and down the country who use multi-ECU scan who will also do it for free for you. If you take a Fiat, it'll cost you £118. They basically charge you for an hour on the diagnostics and it may not work. Well, now this is proxy alignments for other reasons, Blue and Me and so on, it may not work, but for this it will. But 9 times out of 10, your mileage will flash if you've changed the speedo and you need to do a proxy alignment to stop that happening. All that is because the speedos come from another car, so the body computer thinks, oh, what's going on here? Then this is out of a different car, this shouldn't be here. And it throws a wobbly. Still works fine, but your mileage flashes till you proxy align it. The other thing you have to make sure you do is you need to make sure you make a note of your mileage, and when you buy a speedo, you need to buy a speedo that is lower than your car. Using multi-ECU scan, you can up the mileage, but you can't make it go down for obvious reasons. So you can either get one that's lower and just leave it like it, or whoever's doing your proxy alignment, or if you can do it yourself, you can adjust the mileage, which there is another video showing you how to do that, and I will link to it at the end of this video to show you how to do a proxy, how to up your mileage. I'm not going to do it in this video, but you'll be able to see it in that video. So take a look if you need to know how to do that. So first of all, we need to get in, and I need to show you exactly where the screws are and how to get them undone. It can be quite fiddly, but I'm going to do my best at showing you. So let's get on with it. Okay, so there's the steering wheel. Underneath the steering wheel, you've got 2 holes. I'll try and point with the, no, I can't point with the torch. Let me shine the torch in that direction. And then we'll put, you can see the 2 holes there, can't you? There's one there, and then there's one over here. Now in there is an ordinary Phillips screw in each one. So you just need an ordinary Phillips screwdriver, but it has to go up dead straight. If you put it like that, which is probably how you think it should go, it won't work. You've got to go dead straight, and you've got to get on the end of that thread. I can still feel it. It's a 2-handed job. You've got to be quite delicate with it. I can't do it one-handed, but I'm going to set the camera up so you can see me do it. It's a bit out of focus as well. But yeah, so you got to, don't do it like that, like it looks like you need to, because the hole's at an angle. You've got to go up straight. So I'm going to try setting you up on the tripod, and we'll see if we can get this undone so you can actually see me doing it. So best of luck. Best of luck to me. Let's try it. Right, okay, so it's going to be a little bit difficult for me to show you this, but I'm going to be doing the best I can. But most of the camera work is pretty much getting in me rather than the steering wheel. So I'm just trying. So gently find your way onto the end of the screw, and then obviously it's upside down, so you're actually screwing that way round, that way round. So although obviously normally to unscrew you would unscrew anti-clockwise, we actually, although you are doing it anti-clockwise, it appears that you're doing it the other way. So there we go. What we got is a normal Phillips screw. See if I can focus on it. No, it ain't going to focus because I'm zoomed in. There we go. Normal Phillips screw. So got to do the same on the other side. Now getting them undone is difficult enough. When we come to putting them back, it's more difficult. So yep. So as you can, I don't know if you can see there, we're straight. We're not at an angle. We're completely straight. And then we undo. And you can tell that this one's never been off before. You can always tell whether they've been off before. Now, as tempting as it is to take the steering wheel off to make this easy, I'm not going to. And then that screw will either fall out. There you go, it's fallen into my hands. And now that will just pull off. I apologise for it not being easier for you to see. It will pull off. Oh, blimey, there you go. So that just pulls off. So that was the 2 holes. Just there. In fact, what I think I might do, I'm just contemplating, I think I'm going to get the camera around the other side and get this driver's door open, and it might be easier for you to see there. But I am also going to get the camera in when I get the top one off. Let's open the door up. Right, I'm going to bring you around the other side and see if we can do it, see if we can show you better from the other side. So bear with me a second. Right, it's going to be incredibly difficult for me to show you everything here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and do bits of filming with my phone and incorporate them within the video, and this video will just be showing you an overview. So again, so what we've got to do now, we've got 2 screws that you've got to again find by feel. You can sort of get your finger on the end of it. Now the reason you've got to take the bottom cowling off is because you've got to get the top one off, and you can't get the top one off without taking the bottom one off. Now where's the screw? Is that it there? I've done this so many times and I still have trouble finding the screw. If you can't find the screws by feel, the only thing you can do is get on your back and lie underneath and with a torch and look up. And that way you'll be able to find it. There you go, I think I'm on the end of it yet. But they are quite difficult to get, and as I say, getting them lined up afterwards to put it back on again is even more difficult, which again sometimes it's just lying on your back. I have disconnected the battery terminal, so I need to find that one with my finger, then I can guide myself onto it. Where is it? Where is it? It's here somewhere. Where is it? Can't find it. Where is it? Cool, Bennett. So that one was just there. So So it's going to be up there somewhere. There it is. No, is that it? Yeah, up here somewhere. Lost it. There it is. Got it. Right. I'm on that one. Again, by feel. You've got to do it by feel. And then that will come off. The screw hasn't dropped out, it's still in the thing. So you've got, that's where the screws are there. And I'll see if I can show you with my phone. We'll see if we can show you underneath where they came from. Video. Right, let me try and film under there. I don't know if it's going to work. So they're up there somewhere. I don't know if that's showing you or not. So, okay, so now we've done that, what we've got to do now is we've got to get this off. Now, to get that off, we don't need to take off this bit, but we do need to take this bit off. So just pull that off. That's the only bit you need to take off. Now, in here, you've got screws. Get that out of the way. Actually, if you drop the steering wheel down a little bit, you can get to them a lot better. Oh, here we go, you can see them now. So you've got one screw there, and you've got another one over there, and then you've got one up there. So you've got to get those out as well. So we'll get a Torx, small little Torx spanner on there, and see if we can get that out. Now, I've forgotten which one it is now. I think it's this one. Let's do the top one. No, that's the big one. So it's not that one. It must be this tiny one. Here we go. Doesn't matter which order you take them out in, but don't lose them. And again, not so much this top one. This one's an easy one, but the other ones are a little bit more challenging to get out. And it is much easier if you use, is that the right size? Yeah. If you use a Torx, you know, a power screwdriver, like this. If you can get it in there, which I can't with that head on it, so I'm not going to bother on this instance, but it is easier if you can do that. So as we've moved this down, it gives us a little bit more space to play with. So you get that on there. It's better with a straight screwdriver actually, rather than these angled ones, because a straight one, which I've got somewhere. Let me go and get one. I'm going to go and get a straight one. Right. Get a straight one in there and undo it. And then to get this cowling off, it just, once you've got these screws out, it just slides to the left, to the right a little bit. Get your fingers in there, don't lose them. You could always use a magnetic tool. Put them safe in the centre console, and then we do the same on this one. That's it, it's coming out now. You can always tell when they're factory, when the screws are factory screwed up. They're always really, really tight. Okay, nearly out. There we go. So we got that. Just get your fingers in there, get hold of the end of it, give it a final twist. Keep it in your fingers, try not to drop it. That's it. Right, now, to get the cowling off, you get hold of it, pull it, and then pull it to the side, and it comes off just like that. Then you've got 4 Torx screws. They're slightly bigger ones. One there, one down there, and then 2 at the top there. And then once you get those undone, it just pulls out, and then there's just the cable to disconnect the other side. Okay, so we need a bigger Torx on that one. Now which one is that? Is that one? Yeah, that's the bigger one. Again, you could use the motorised wrench. That would be quicker and easier. But I'm just doing it with this for the time being. I say I've done this many times, and taking it out is a lot easier than putting it back in, trust me. Luckily, I don't really need to show you expertly how to do it, because taking it out, putting it back rather, is just a reverse of taking it out. But it can be challenging if you've never done it before. It's so much easier when the steering wheel's not on. It's so much easier. I can't get that final bit of screw out. It really is. And I could have quite easily taken the airbag off, but I didn't want to. There we go, that's that. One more to go, which is just this side. They're really tight, these screws. Is that going to go? It's still not long enough. Oh, how frustrating this is. There we go. Right. See what I mean about how much easier that is? We'll finish it off with fingers, I think, if you'll pardon the expression. So when you get all these 4 screws out, it just pops out, and then you've got this clip on the back, if you can see it. Let me film it with my phone and we can include it into this video. There it is. And then all you've got to do, one-handed, I can't do this one-handed, so you basically flip up the little lever, the little red lever, flip that forward, and then it just pulls out. Oh, I'm not letting it do that. Right, okay. So we've got a new Speedo to put in. The one that we took out of this car, we had to put into another car. So we've got to put this one back in. So putting it back is the exact reversal of how we put it in. One thing I want to show you, at the beginning of this video, we showed you and talked about the fact that you have to take off the top and the bottom cowlings to get to these bolts. But I had a little scoot around and I thought to myself, there must be a way of doing it. Because it's all it is these two bolts down here. Well, not down here. These 2 little torque screws down here. They're the only things that you need to be able to get undone. And I thought to myself, there must be a way. And I had a look on Amazon and I found these. So these are torques. There's 6 different sizes. That's the largest one, which is a T30, I think. Hopefully that's in focus. And so you can get those in at an angle. I mean, it'll be a bit slow getting them in at an angle, but it should save you having to do that, having to take those off, which will make a big difference. So what I'll do is when we get to the end of the video, and I've got these cowlings back on, we'll use this to finish off the screws, or again to try and undo the screws, and we'll see if they work. If they do work, what I'll do is I'll put a link in the description of this video. So let's get on, let's get this all back in. So we've got to put 1 screw there, 1 screw there, 1 screw there, 1 screw there. We'll just get those back in using an ordinary torque screwdriver. We'll get those in and then we'll come straight back. Okay, so those all screwed in. So now we've got to get this bit in. Could do with a clean, but I'll give it a clean afterwards. So we get this in. So you've got, if you remember, we've got the screw at the top and then the 2 at the bottom. So these are the ones that is the reason that you need to get those cowlings off. So we get it in there as carefully as we can. Make sure you line up these 3 buttons. And then it should just push into place, like so. That's it. Now these are the ones, the screws, getting these screws in, which is the tricky bit. So we'll find the screws first of all. 1, 2. And we're gonna, for the time being, we're gonna use the ordinary screwdriver. But then when we've done it and we've got it all back together, we'll come back and we'll show you when we'll try it and we'll see. And I've just dropped it and it's gone right inside my shoe. Fiddly little things they are. So just place it into the hole. Get your little screwdriver in. Do it up. This is quite a small Torx. This is a T10 Torx, this one. Just pull the screwdriver, pull the steering wheel down a bit. Get your fingers up there, get it in. Get a screwdriver on the end of it, or the Torx driver on the end of it. Do that up, and then we've got the one more in the top, which is here. So we'll get that one in, don't drop it. That's it. Okay, so that's in. So that's all back in nicely. And then we can put, actually we'll leave that off for the time being because we've got to put the cowlings back in. So we'll locate the cowlings, which I think are in the boot of the car, and we'll get those on. I don't even know where the screws are actually. I seem to have lost, I've got 2 of the screws, 2 are missing. Oh dear, never mind, we'll find those. Right, I've zoomed in a little bit to hopefully try and make it a little bit easier for you to see. So we've got these 2 things here that the screws go into, and they obviously go in from underneath where we took them out the first time. And as I say, the beauty of putting these back is that you can actually see to do it. So obviously make sure you get it the right way around, just slip it into position, and we know the screws are there. So what we can do is we can sort of get our screwdriver. It is a little bit fiddly, I have to say. Whoops, it is a little bit fiddly, but you've got to get the screw on the end of your screwdriver. Actually, probably what's easier, if you can get, this screwdriver is probably a bit on the large side actually, but what you got to do is get, you've got the hole in the actual, in this bit, even if you can get the first one on. So we've got oh god, this screwdriver's too big. I'm going to get a smaller screwdriver. So you've got to get the screw up through the hole in the clock spring without dropping it like I just did then. Again, this is much easier with the steering wheel not here. Through there like that. Okay, so that's there through there like that. We need to then get the screwdriver on the end of it like that, and then get that in position and screw it up. As long as you can get it started, and then see if you can do the same the other side. The other side you probably can't because you can't get in there. Got it. Okay, so when you finally got the screw back in, you can lower that back down and it should find its position straight away, which it has. So you can do that one up all the way. And then go back to the other one. You can get your, obviously you've got to get your find your screwdriver on the end of it, and then tighten that one all the way as well. That's it, and then they're done. You can push that gasket back in. It does help if you push those out of the way, or pull those out of the way. And then we've got to do the bottom one. Now the bottom one is easier in a way, but again, like you did to take it off, you've got to do it by feel. So when it's on, let's take the keys out. Obviously you've got to come up again, like we did before when we took it off. You've got to come up straight. So get it on, push in the little tabs. You've got a little round tab that pushes in there, and then you click it in and do the same on the other side, and that will sort of temporarily hold it in the correct position. Now the only way you can do this is I say the only way, again, like we took it off, you can, if you can't do it, if you get fed up and you can't persevere, you can, let's just zoom out, position you down there a bit. The only other way is getting a torch, getting on your hands and knees, and sorry, not on your hands and knees, getting on your back. But again, this is easier with the steering wheel off. But we don't have the steering wheel off, and we're not taking it off because we're trying to show you how to do it. This isn't a brilliant screwdriver, I hasten to add. And you have to feel your way into the hole. Now I got that straight away, pretty much straight away. If you make sure you come up straight, if you come at an angle, it won't work. It will not work. If you make sure you come up straight, then it'll work. It'll work every time. So that's in. So again, that helped that by plugging it in here and here, you're sort of giving yourself half a chance to get it in the right position. Now the other side, again, coming up straight, So you want to try and balance the screw as straight as possible on the end of your screwdriver. Feed it up into the hole. As soon as it touches, just gently touch it around the area until you feel it go through the hole. And again, that one's gone in straight away. I have spent, when I first started doing this, I've spent nearly 2 hours trying to get these screws in. And in the end, I got down on my hands and knees, got down on my back. That's gone on relatively smoothly. So that's it, done. It's all back together. So if these trim clips come off, they normally fall in the footwell. You just push them back onto there. They're just what hold this on securely, that's all. And then you can put that back. Push it into position, that's it, finished, job done. Okay, so what we were showing you before was these little screws in here, whether we can get to these screws without taking off. So we're not sure what size it is, but I'm going to give it a try and see if we can get one in there. Again, it's a lot more forgiving if you've got a white, if you've got a cream one. You know what, you can get it on there, but I think it's clutching at straws as to whether you can actually do it. Well, I think it would take so long to get to it. It's probably not really feasible, to be honest. If you've come across a tool that will allow you to get in there, what you could do with is something like that, but on a ratchet. But you've got very, very limited space in there to get in there. Very limited space. But if you've come across a tool that you think might be able to do that, let me know, please, and I'll get one. Because I change these, you know, relatively frequently. And it would be really nice to be able to do it without taking off these cowlings. If I've got an airbag that's gone, the airbag and the steering wheel's coming off anyway, so I'll do that at the same time. It makes it so much easier. But if you know of a way, please let me know. So that's the end of this video. I hope this has proved useful to you. As you've seen, it's not a difficult job. It can be a really fiddly job, but half the battle with jobs like this is actually knowing what to do. Hopefully I've shown you in enough detail of how you do it. It's not difficult. Just make sure when you're doing anything like this, you know, you're going near the ignition switches underneath. You're obviously going near the wires at the back there. Always, always, always disconnect the earth battery. You don't need to take the battery out or take the positive terminal off. You just, the quick release terminal on the earth battery, which we'll show you now. Just do that, take that off, and then once you've finished, you can then reconnect it. So that's the end of this video. So that was your video on how to replace a Speedo for whatever reason you need to do it. May not be the only way. This is the way I've done it. I've been doing it like this way for quite a few years now, and it works, despite it being a bit fiddly. So thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope it's of some use to you and it will inspire you to do the job yourself, because it can be quite expensive if you go to certainly if you go to a main dealer's. You need to get a mortgage to pay the bill. But get yourself a second-hand one. Don't mess around paying hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds for a brand new one. There's no need. But that's it. That's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Again, if you're not a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button. Take a look in our how-to series. There are loads of videos in there show you how to do loads and loads of things on a Fiat 500 or an Abarth. So thanks for watching. Take care, stay safe, and we'll see you on the next one.